Look, one man appears to be watching them. The time, 1:30 a.m. After ordering, Maddie sees a friend and embraces him. When their food comes, Kaylee takes a short video to post on social media, and they walk off together. Look, the man gestures towards them and then heads in the same direction. It's believed police know who he is. Kaylee's sister Olivia watched the video.
Kaylee was aware of her surroundings, maybe a little overly aware, which is also why all of this is so confusing to us, because Kaylee's not stupid. She's a smart girl. She's a strong girl. She's a mean girl. She's a fighter.
I can't be the only one who finds this very odd.
For obvious reasons, I'm going to ask you, are you the killer?
No. I think that's obvious to anyone who's not completely stupid or flat earther or, I don't know. I guess it might look kind of crazy, just because of my life or whatever, but I don't know. The recent article too, I was looking at Fox News, they said, and like I said, I take everything the media says with a grain of salt, but they were saying that, the knife was kind of like a loose term to describe it, because they're now saying it's more of like a bigger, blunt object from a really strong man. Apparently there was big gate gouges in them and stuff. So I'm kind of picturing it's kind of interesting in this area because some of the surrounding areas have a history of lead poisoning.
Seen standing beside Maddie and Kaylee at the food truck the night of the murders from 3:30 to 3:51 a.m.
If it's who, we could be in trouble, and here's why. Mom and Dad are doctors, and it appears 2 of the sons are as well. They also have JS and an adopted brother from Kenya. It appears they do plenty of missionary trips to Africa with the 2 sons. It has also been said that the Sholters donate significant amounts to the university. Now here's where it gets interesting. They seem to be very connected to a family called the Kleins. The mother is a VP of Idaho Waste Association, and the father is a highly respected, solidified attorney of Idaho for many years. His office is just a 20-minute walk away from J.S.'s family house. They also seem to have connections with the mayor. Speaking of the family house, here is an idea of their isolated location. They have been elected council seats in Boise and seem to be very prominent members of the community with many legal connections. In no way am I insinuating them covering for JS, but if you know who is guilty, they do have many connections. What do we think?
A growing mystery in the college town of Moscow, Idaho. Who took the lives of these 4 University of Idaho students? Ethan Chapin, Xana Kernodle, Madison Mogan, and Kaylee Gonsalves, all close friends, were found in a home off campus. Police believe they were stabbed in a calculated attack, though there were no signs of forced entry.
How bad was it?
It was very, very traumatic.
Have you seen anything like that before?
No.
Speaking to a local reporter in Seattle, Ethan Chapin's parents say he was one of a kind, funny, and loved all kinds of sports.
Our love language with him was sports. I literally watched, I follow NFL football so that I can literally have a conversation with Ethan.
They just saw him a couple days ago for Parents' Weekend.
And Jim and I left that weekend, and as we pulled out of Moscow, we literally were like, we've done it. We've literally done it as parents. We've created 3 incredible humans.
No information on possible suspects. Police say there were 2 other roommates at home at the time, but would not say what they shared.
Kaylee's parents were just on Fox News and spoke about her relationship with Jack. And this is the Jack that supposedly was called several times the night of the incident. Here are some clips from the Facebook page, so I'm sorry if they're not very clear, but I'll put the captions on.
Jack was Kaylee's boyfriend for many years. They just recently broke up. There was no animosity at all. It was a breakup on Kaylee's point. It was not, they still talked every single day. Kaylee just thought that she needed a little break. They were on the mend of getting back together. Kaylee talked to Jack the whole time. She was here for that week and a half time with Jack. And Jack is just as distraught as we are. Jack is our family. Jack is 100%, 2,000% our family. And Jack is with us. And we stand behind him 100%. We're supporting him, and we know in our heart and our minds and our soul, the depths of our soul, Jack is hurting, and Kaylee and Jack would have eventually been married. They would have eventually been married, and they would have eventually had children together. So to say ex-boyfriend, it was Kaylee just being a brat, being like, I need a break, but Jack was in her heart, and they were close to getting back together, and that was just Kaylee being Kaylee. So absolutely, Jack is no.
I am 100% going to make your head hurt because we are about to discuss those stools in that sliding door, and my head is rolling. Before we get into it, here are the visuals, okay? The kitchen stools are placed in the sliding door. It looks like it is blocking from something going in or something going out, vice versa. So first I had to make sure this was factual, stools. So we know that the kitchen stools were placed in the interior of the house of the sliding doors. We see that, right? Kitchen, right? So they're kitchen stools. You guys can see them right there. Pause for a second to look at this photo. Doesn't this just tear you up, this photo alone? This photo. Okay, so this is day 1. The slider is open and there's no evidence tape on the back of that exterior slider at this time, okay? Discuss what's happening in my head. Let's just throw out there that the police were the ones to put the stools there so that no one were to enter the house, right? Active crime scene. They were just surfacing now when we've been looking at these photos, and we're now just noticing this at the almost month mark. Okay, say the police put them there, then this is justified. But if the police did not put them there, the front door was called in by the neighbor between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. or 9:30, don't quote me, that the door was wide open. Keep that in mind. Now, if the girls were to put, let's say the girls were to put those on the sliding door, I will tell you as a woman, anytime I'm around a sliding door spending the night, in-laws house, my house, I got things that lock that door up, okay? So I could absolutely understand putting those stools there to keep someone from opening them, right? If you have a sliding door, you get it. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, the girls put them up, okay? Also, the dog was there. I mean, I don't think that they would put the stools up there with the dog. That makes no sense, just thinking. Whomever was in the house at night put the doors there as like a security system. But if they didn't, hypothetically, and whomever committed this heinous act, they did it. Let's say they did that to keep from anyone from the inside going out. That would mean that they would have to walk down those steps on the same level as the survivors and walk out that front door, which the door was left wide open. Now, I'm not speculating. I'm thinking out loud. Your input when you guys tell me what you think. I want you to tell me when you see those stools in the door, like, what do you think? No official statements have been made to this. Photos just surfacing and people are talking about this.